You got a mic?
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
I've had a mic. I just don't. I'm never home to be able to use it. Does it sound okay?
It sounds so good. It sounds so
So
good,
used to
bro.
be in the fucking car.
Yeah. Um. Well, I got news for you. We're live, man. We are freaking live. All right, we're not doing a show, just so you know, or so anybody knows that might tune in. We're just hanging. It's just the boys hanging. I'm.
D-list. D-list, sir.
Do you see that? Okay, good. Yeah, I don't know who's watching, who's tuning in. But you know what we're doing? We're just shooting the shit about NFTs. We're not changing anybody's mind. Although I had somebody come in the show 2 days ago. It was in like NFTs are still a thing, like doing that whole thing and like shitting on them. And it was always people who are into NFTs are idiots.
Why are they talking about low belly?
Because why wouldn't they?
Garga must have mentioned low belly. Sorry, I was just like,
There she is.
I'm gonna say something.
Are you typing there?
Yeah.
Fucking deserted us.
Oh, don't give me a hello. Oh, all caps hello.
A big hello.
Okay. At least we get a response from her. Idiots forever.
Oh God.
What's that?
Anyway, we'll let that roll. So the Bored Apes have a town hall right now that I thought was open for any Yuga Lab NFT holder, and maybe it is. Like maybe I need to re-verify. But I was hoping we could listen in live, hear what they're talking about. Sounds like maybe like Gordon's in the stream talking. Let me try to like collab land again here, and maybe I got access. Remember once upon a time you had a Bored Ape?
Once upon a time I had 2 Bored Apes, 2 dogs, and some serum.
Crazy.
I got to tell you, dude, it's not something that I regret much. Like there are times where like I think to myself, oh, it'd be great to have one of my apes. But then I'm like, I don't know. It's what got me in Kongs.
Right. Yeah.
So can't change any of that, and wouldn't because I like it here.
I feel like we just got generic answers from her, actually. Like seeing how she's replying to other people.
Yeah, but she said idiots forever, and she hoped your family was doing well, and she's not saying that to anyone else. So, yeah. By the way,
she remembers
I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm with you, by the way. I look at it like I know she's busy. I know you're busy. I know I am busy. And we each have multiple kids, which makes our lives significantly busier than hers. But whatever. Like one of the few people in the space that I feel like has like changed a little bit. I get it. Like I get it. She's got a full-time job, but I don't care. Where a lot of other people, if they change, I'd be like, fuck that person.
Right.
With low belly, I'm like, idiots forever.
That's cool. I dig it. All right. So 125 people on staff at Yuga Labs. That's something I got from their general. I think that's more than I was expecting. That's probably counting the proof team coming over. And again, I'm shocked. Like, dude, freaking shocked that NFT Stats is not coming. But he also, like, it wasn't about the Yuga Labs announcement or the acquisition of proof. He was going to leave anyways. He said he already had plans to leave, and this just kind of felt like the right time to make it happen. So,
also, I think Yuga had more. I think Yuga downsized a little bit during the bear because for some reason I feel like at one point they had over 200 people. But
tell me if it gets real loud too. By the way, because we got the kids in the background. What's up, Flash? Good to see you, man.
So we didn't really like get to go in deep about Yuga. I know you've talked Yuga, but I told you I was happy about it.
Awful.
But
Dude, that's
No,
awful.
no. Oh, that it's awful that I'm happy about it.
Kind of. No, I'd love to hear.
Well, I guess I'm happy about it because I feel like there's like some really distinct lanes people are in, right? Like Crypto Slam's in a very distinct lane. It's data and other things that you guys are going to be doing, but obviously revolves a lot around data. Um, Kongs are degen. They're to me top of the food chain degen on the degen lane. Um, and Yugo is like corporate. To me, Yugo was the Web3 side that went corporate. And then you've got, exchanges, DEXs, DeFi protocols and whatnot. But Yugo is in this mainstream kind of corporate lane. And to me, this is so spot on for what that lane is. Spot on. And it's a smart business move, right? Like it's smart for them to convert equity into real cash. Because I think that's kind of genius. Stocks, like we're going to give you some stocks which can go up and down in value, even if it's more than the cash we get from you. We're still getting 50 million cash. That's a fuckload of money. And so from the business side, it makes a lot of sense. But I feel like optics wise, and for like what the space, the degen side, which is the side I care about a lot, holds true to themselves, I feel like it was a complete fail. So from that perspective, I'm like, yeah, spot on, very on brand. I'm glad you did it because I think you just showed exactly who you are. Smart business decision. Don't really care about what the optics are to the degen side of Web3, which is a lot of what we want to dominate on CyberKong's end. So I'm like, cool. At least we've got a clear delineation between what you guys do and what we do.
So why do you think the Moonbird guys are not happy with this? Because they're not like at all.
Maybe they thought they were in maybe they thought that they were in either the same lane as Yuga or somewhere in between Yuga and us, like Kongs. Maybe they thought like, yeah, we're corporate, but like we're still degen, right? Like we still got guys like Biggie, right? Like Biggie P is rocks a Moonbird. So they might have thought they were kind of like in the lane that might make it, not realizing that most of the space, oh man, do I hesitate to say like a lot of the space is kind of like a little cringe. Like you minted for 2.5 ETH, you've given fanny packs and socks, and like for all the money you have, you haven't really done a whole hell of a lot with it.
So that was Biggie's take ultimately. Well, okay, less that they didn't deliver enough, but more that Kevin Rose kept promising things. In fact, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, they had a Discord like kind of meeting, and in that meeting, they asked him, would you sell the play? Are you looking to sell? And he's like, absolutely not. And he's like, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this and this and this, and then weeks later sold. He can't say anything, right? I mean, it's like I get it, but
then don't say anything.
They're pissed.
Yeah, don't say anything. Like, you know what? I think the space values honesty, at least amongst like quality projects and quality, people, influencers. So like, if that question is asked, just keep it like, you know what? Anything can happen. It's Web3. We're pioneering. Anything can happen. Instead of being like, no way, and then fucking knowing full well in 3 weeks it was going to be announced.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I was trying to tell Biggie. So a couple things. Like, it sucks for a guy like that where he did make that his identity for years. Like, that bird is him, right? And so now he's seriously considering changing it because it's like that thing no longer represents him and what he loves, right? It's like the opposite. Like, that now represents a thing like a failure, and it represents like kind of dishonesty. So it'd be really weird to want to rock a Moonbird after that. I get not wanting to sell it. I'm going to ride and let's see where it goes. I believe in like the vision, but the Moonbird represents not what it used to.
There's a bit of like tribalism in Web3. We already know that, but like we all like certain sports teams. Like a lot of us like sports, and so like you love your team, and you may hate another player. And if that player comes to your team, it doesn't just automatically mean like you love the dude. You may be like, man, if this was my rival, and I'm not saying Moonbirds and Yuga were rivals, but yeah, I totally get it from Biggie's end. Like he had something, it was his team. All of a sudden, the team just made a massive change on the back of somebody lying, saying that change wouldn't happen. Yeah, that would be that I can understand. That's hard to swallow.
We'll get a little background music for
I like
the
that.
show. It'll just be this on repeat for the next hour.
Dude, you know, like when you and I talk Kongs a lot, right? But when we're on like the Saturday show, I might say a thing or two about it, but I don't like to drone on about it. But unfortunately for me, whereas your job allows you to have all of these experience across all different projects, and like for me, it's the hole that I'm in, right? Is like Kong. So it's a lot of what I have to lean on as far as my experience in Web3. And I've noticed lately that there's something incredible about the cyberkongs. And it's because at any time in the bear, in the bull, you could go in that Discord and people are always chatting, literally 24 hours a day. And it's like good people. There are some legitimate good people, good traders, whales that you don't even know about. That like one guy, Odin, he's bought 6 Jenny Kongs in the last week.
Dude, I saw that. He's new?
No, he's been around. I think he came from Axes. But like there's a lot of Axie whales and Kongs. They're not loud on Twitter necessarily. But like I'm like, man, we got this quality fucking thing. And a lot and you know, like people have high expectations, right? And after breeding, I don't know that everyone's like, man, Kongs are killing it, like as far as like what they're doing, because it takes a while to build this shit. And through all of that, we've had people that have stuck with us. We have a great community. And I can't, I say all that because I genuinely can't imagine making a decision so massive like that and come out 3 weeks ago saying it wouldn't ever happen. And just making that decision, not thinking about how the community might take it. It's just strictly business. It's like strictly business.
Right. It's weird.
I don't know. It's weird. It's a different part of Web3.
Yeah. It's just that very corporate, very non-Web3 feeling part of Web3.
Yeah.
Inverted's point here, actually, it was his one above.
Where do you see Inverted talking?
Comments.
Comments. Shit. Vert right. and Muke. I think I'm saying that right. Muke. Oh, and Andre's here, dude. These are some good dudes.
Yeah. Welcome, guys. And I gotta like, not to talk about right now, but I'm gonna put Flash on the spot, and we're gonna come back to it. But, dude, I'm learning there's new people coming into NFTs. Like, shockingly, there are new people coming in, like, in the past, like, couple of weeks here, maybe the past, like, month or two. And I'm finding out because of the channel here. Like, they're coming to the video, they're like, I'm new to NFTs, I just started.
Yeah.
It's happening. Like, I don't think any of us in NFTs realize that. I didn't know that till, like, last night or this morning.
Yeah, you know what? I've known. Yeah, I feel like I've known for a little bit. People are coming back in. There's newbies that are coming into Kongs. So like it doesn't feel like 21, but it definitely feels like there's some new people that are like entering the crypto space. Maybe they were just in central exchanges. Maybe they were doing DeFi, but I've noticed that a little bit. It's great, dude. This where we're at right now feels so good compared to 6, 7, 8 months ago.
Yep.
It's validation that all the shit that we think, right? The things we talk about as far as like, man, 10 years from now, right? That those conversations that everybody has, these moments like validate that like, nah, we're not doing something incredibly stupid. This is still pioneering. When the prices continue to go down, you start to wonder sometimes, like,
dude, yeah. I mean, like the amount of doubt that comes into your head, like over what, like, when was that? When was the Dark Ages? When was that again? That was like summer till like beginning of October.
For me, it was January of 23. For me, it was almost all of 23. 23, and one day we'll talk about all of the things that made 23 so interesting. 23 was a really hard year, man. A true conviction play to stay in Web3. Because like for me, there were times where like not just watching NFTs, but just like the business side of Kongs, all of that kind of stuff. There were times where you're just like, what the fuck, man? This is not fun. This isn't fun. I don't want to do Twitter Spaces. I don't want to tweet. I don't want to do anything.
Bummer, dude.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I do, and I can't wait for you to get to share. It's eventually, but yeah, like I didn't realize it was like that. Like not wanting to do kind of the part that's supposed to be fun,
dude. Yeah, I even said this to Enzo and Adzi the other day. Like, dude, you and I used to talk literally every single day for at least an hour,
Yep.
Web3, just degenning, fun shit. And we're both busy, so we don't get to nearly the same amount. But yeah, I was telling Adzi and Enzo the other day, like, man, the business side of things, it's a business. So it isn't always fun. And when you're not doing the fun stuff like hanging out with the idiots and whatever, doing Twitter spaces or podcasts or just talking to you every day on my drive home and just degenning, that was what drew us in, right? It was exciting. Well, when you don't have that and you're just grinding on business, like you in this, right? Like you were grinding on it. Now, granted, this is kind of fun for you, so you enjoy it. But yeah, when you're grinding on something that isn't always fun, it sucks the fun out of it.
Dude, check that out. Yeah. I hear you, and that sucks. And I'm glad it's improving for you a bit. This is cool. Andre here saying he knew what an NFT was. Hang on. Before he knew what an NFT was, he knew what a crypto kitty was. That's cool. I remember riding the train to work, and like I just would flip through my news feed and seeing an article, like seeing a post about these things happening on Ethereum called crypto kitties that you could breed. And I remember the same about CryptoPunks. I remember it was just like, and it wasn't a bunch of posts. It was just like one that showed up on some tech site that must have been in my, my RSS feed or something. And like to think back then, like just imagine if you got in back then. And by the way, I just wanted to comment on something Inverted said a bit ago. I fucking lost it in the mix. It was about moonbirds. It was this. I just wanted to come back. Moonbirds adds nothing to Yuga. I don't think Yuga wants them. I think they know that, right? I agree. I think they do too. I don't know why they keep talking about it. I don't know why they keep talking about the other side when Proof is out there talking about this move. It's all about grails. Like, the whole move is about acquiring Proof grails, so they don't have to shoehorn art into the CryptoPunks brand. Now they can do everything art under the Proof brand, which is already established, which already worked with the biggest and best artists. That was the real play here. Like, Moonbirds, they got to figure out what the fuck to do with those. But
dude, literally,
about it, though, like it matters.
From strictly a business side of things, if you're Yuga Labs, and I don't know what their cash reserves are, right? They have a lot of stock, they have a lot of ape, they have equity, but like, how do you convert that into operating cash, right? Well, this is a way to like stockpile 50 million and get some IP along the way.
Wait, who
and all they're giving
50
up.
million? Hang on, what is that?
You talking to me?
Yeah. You said they stockpile 50 million?
Well, they get Moonbird. Okay, the way I understood the deal was that Moonbirds gets some shares of Yuga. I don't know if that's in the form of ape or shares. And in return, I think Yuga gets Moonbird's treasury, which is 50 million.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
weird.
If that is how it went down, which is what I read, not saying that that's true, but that's what I think the deal was, though we don't know how much in like stock options or in ape coin or in tokens that Moonbirds got. We don't know what the valuation was that they got it at, but we know that if Yuga got the treasury, it's 50 million. And how else does Yuga get like 50 million bucks without dumping their own coin or selling off equity? So I think from a business sense, it makes a ton of sense. It's just Moonbirds. That's the thing. That it's so on brand for them that they would make that. I love it. And I'm not worried that Garga's never going to buy a Kong, because he's not going to buy a Kong anyway.
Did he say that? Or is that
no? I mean, he just if he bought every other like OG project, like Deadfellas and things like that. No, I don't think so.
I got you.
If he does, awesome. But
yep. All right, looks like they're announcing maybe next week at NFT Paris their IRL Clubhouse, which is cool. Like, that's something they want. That's good for their community.
Yeah. No, it is good.
So that's cool.
I think that makes a ton of sense for them.
Yeah. So Andre, when were you playing and breeding and doing all the CryptoKitty stuff? Like back then, so you were using CryptoKitties like in that world, but you didn't know it was an NFT. So that's cool.
No, I think I guess it's possible he could have. You would think if you were operating in crypto with CryptoKitties that you would understand the crypto side of it.
But his comment here, he said, I literally had years of using something that I didn't know was an NFT.
Oh,
We
Okay.
learned in like 2021 what that was.
I thought he was saying before I knew what an NFT was, I knew what a crypto kitty was. I took
Gotcha.
that as like, well, I had heard of crypto kitties, but I didn't know they were NFTs versus like I'm degenning in crypto kitties. Might be wrong.
Well, we're gonna find
Yeah,
out in a
you
minute
know
here.
what? Vert was a OG crypto kitty breeder, so maybe to Vert's point, that NFT wasn't really a term back then. Yeah. Okay. Well, then you're probably right. He probably was degenning in some kitties, and they just weren't calling them NFTs. Yeah.
Right.
Fair. Okay.
Yep. Yep. Okay. All
By the
right.
way, Andre and I tag team a dude. He did some awesome content on
Hey.
Twitter,
Okay.
and yeah, he brought him into the Discord inadvertently, and I gave him a fucking cool ass grape Genkai that I
No
bought like
shit.
a week ago.
No shit. That's super cool. You guys have been
Yeah,
very givey with those. You gave them to people playing Play and Collect, and I feel like there was something else, but I saw that recently.
yeah, we have a lot in the treasury, so it's I don't know. It's nice to grow the community.
They're giving back, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the best part of it is when you're like giving shit away.
So there's Andre clarifying too. So he bought a CryptoKitty in 2018, Axie and Gods Unchained. He knew there were games, didn't know, the term NFT wasn't there. I got it. Okay. That's pretty cool.
Makes-
Man, how exciting does it feel right now? Like right now, I say right now feels like 2021, but bigger. But it feels like that level of where we're at as far as something's bubbling up, and you feel like something big is about to happen. But this isn't the run right here. This is everybody like waiting for the run.
Yeah, you want. I'm really enjoying it right now because I'm taking what we like learned in let's say 21, and I'm just like, okay, I'm buying shit, and if there's profit, I'm taking it. I don't even care if I catch the top, and so from that perspective, it's been nice because I've had some wins on ordinals. You've obviously had some great wins on ordinals, but I'm like, you know what? It's really fun because I miss out a lot to get wins. I feel like I've had more wins now than I had in 21.
Like recently.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
I mean, last week before with the ordinals, the RSIC airdrop,
Shit, you got
um,
those, and you got the Guardians.
the
Damn, man.
Guardians. Yeah, dude. It was like, yeah, it was great. I got that far drop. Yeah, dude. It was degen. I just like refreshed every 5 minutes on my mobile and got it at the bottom.
Dude, I've gotten none of the airdrops for fucking anything. Like nothing. And I know I will.
You
But
got two
like,
quantum cats.
well, yeah, definitely got that. But I'm talking about the freebie airdrop shit because
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
really
yeah.
is like adding up at the prices they're reaching. The R6 stuff's gonna get very interesting. Like we're about to hit node season, or I'm sorry, rune season. Rune season's gonna ignite shit. It's just going to like a whole new type of token to trade. Yeah, it's gonna get electric over on Bitcoin. That's why I was telling you the other day, don't sell that far piece. Like Bitcoin has not started. Bitcoin's done nothing compared to
Yeah.
what it's about to do.
Yeah, I feel like I should take a little bit and get some like the Bitcoin miner that you were talking about. I'm like I've got some like maybe like 0.15 Bitcoin that I would feel totally good playing with right now. So yeah, keeping my
Let me put
eyes
this on
out
your
there.
radar, guys. Okay, I think, especially at the price this guy's sitting at, this to me is one of the most fuck. How do I even explain it? It's been one of the most rewarding communities that I'm in Bitcoin. Like, okay, through this community, I've won a Commoners NFT or Ordinal that was worth 0.02 Bitcoin. So flip that. Just last night, I landed one of the Oni One Force whitelists.
Oh, nice.
Right? Like you win a lot there. There's so few of the NFTs, so when they do the raffles, you got like usually like a 1 in 3 chance of winning. They're giving away still 7 node monkeys. They just like always giveaways, like really fucking interesting Discord. So there's only 100 of them. They're I think all pre 20K inscriptions as well. They're all pre 13K. So they're kind of, well, they are early, if that matters. But it's like this little hidden secret.
What's the collection called?
It's Ordinal Miners. I'll DM you.
Ordinal miners.
So yeah, they minted at 0.1. They fall though. Some guys just can't hold them, and they'll sell them for 0.05, 0.06, 0.07. I don't know if they will anymore. I got mine for that like a week or two ago, but the mint price was 0.1.
Interesting. There's one at 0.1 right now, and they had been around like 0.15 or a little more than that.
Yeah, let me show you the volume though, because they don't sell a lot. Because again, nobody knows of them. But Chip, who's in Idiots, he's the
Yep.
guy behind the project. He's looking for like a social media guy, somebody who, because he does want to ramp it up. He does want people to know about it. But you can see here in 6 months, I mean, there's not many sales. So yeah, it's just not a very liquid thing, and that's why people dump that price pretty quick sometimes. They just nobody knows.
Yeah,
about
it makes sense.
The other option is not minor shit. What is it called? Pools. It's like the OMS pool or OM pool or let me see if I can find it. What it is it's like a tier down. There's very few of them as well, like 20 of them, and they also do giveaways just for the pool, less of them, right? But your odds, I think they're higher on them because there's so few. Yeah, let me see here. 'Cause those are actually maybe a bargain. Depends if they're even listed. Does this show? No. Okay.
Sorry, my dog's barking.
No, all good. I got noise.
All of them.
Different wallet. Okay. Whatever. Anyway, how you guys doing? Tell me, besides, I guess, the Yuga Labs proof story, anything cooking out there? Kind of fired this up mostly to do some research for tomorrow morning's show. And I've been streaming while I do my research now because why the hell not? So yeah, feed me. What's going on out there?
Pixel's Binance listing is Monday.
Really?
Yep.
Like their Pixel token?
I think so.
Interesting.
Yeah, Pixel token. I think it's Monday.
They're phasing out berries. Is that right?
Yeah, there's a conversion of berries to pixels.
Okay. Any reason why?
You know, I'm sure they've given an official reason. I don't know what it is, but I think it's hard to probably have multiple tokens in an ecosystem.
Yeah.
Especially if you've got a central exchange listing. So I imagine they needed, for a liquidity event, I imagine they needed to have a new token, like on the Binance Launchpad.
Here's the pool, by the way. Okay, so this is that second tier. This is where I won that 0.02 Bitcoin ordinal. Way cheaper, right? And only 17 of them. So he does raffles less frequently, but again, there are raffles, there are whitelists. It's a good community to be connected to. So it's more like, is it worth spending double for way more whitelist opportunities? Or you get in cheaper and, less opportunities, but the odds are so damn high. Like you know what? I got one of my Floras. I got one of my Floriform whitelists from here too.
Okay.
Dude, I missed. They had Quantum Cats, and there was like 2 spots to give away, and there was only like 5 people that entered the raffle. Right, like that's the kind of shit you get there. English does their does the partnership, so he gets them anything. Like anything he's in, they're getting there.
Wait, are Pixels doing an airdrop for all Ron stakers, or is this just like a random thing? Like I know the community gets some, like the players as a drop to players, but I didn't know. Gotcha.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious what the tiers are. I love the guys at Pixels, by the way. Like great team.
The team, right? I watched Kagi interview them. Seems to do it kind of regularly. They seem cool as fuck. Oh shit! Hang on. I love this dude. We've talked about him. He's got those glass punks. Looks like he's minting something over on. Oh, it's not a big deal. It's an open edition, but he's minting over on Farcaster.
Okay, hang on, Muke. You're saying
No, not on forecast.
1 RON, 183 pixel, 55. Oh, okay. So if you have like whatever 5,000 RON, you get how many pixel? Interesting.
Huh.
I think I can't remember what the price of was expected for Pixel. What was it selling? Do you know what the
I
price
definitely
was
don't.
on?
I hope he does.
Yeah, I feel like it was maybe somewhere in like the 30-cent range. People were saying 24 cents. Okay, yeah.
Oh, this is cool. I know we got a couple different conversations going, but Glasspunk, the reveal is coming soon. He just commented on that 30 minutes ago.
Oh, you know what? I think I have 3 of those, maybe 4.
They're gonna be hot when stuff kind of really ramps up. He's just so well liked, and Jack Butcher will tweet about him and stuff. Like this is, hey, I'll say it. This is alpha for anybody watching. Glasspunks over on base are absolutely a play. I think I've got like 15 of them. But he's got an open edition right now, and if it's free, I'm gonna grab a fuck ton of them. Man,
That's
I
on
need to
base.
dive into the. I'm not. I'm the site's getting hammered right now. Seems like it.
I need to get some say.
Yeah, that's a really interesting spot, man. I haven't touched it in like 2 weeks, but probably should. It's pretty interesting. You know, like even just a guy like Beanie fucking with it, gives it a kind of potential. Man,
Beanie
this
did
site.
not like the Yuga move, right?
Did he comment on it? You know what? I
Yeah,
didn't even
yeah,
see.
yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah, I
Oh my
think
goodness.
I don't think he said anything long. I didn't know if he went a little further into it, but he just said I thought he said it doesn't make any sense.
Dude, you saw the insider trading with the Yuga stuff, right?
It's disgusting, dude. For
It's
real.
absolutely bonkers. Like
For real. It's so fucked up. It's just yeah. Like I feel like people that do that should genuinely get in trouble.
I hope or think or whatever. I think Zach XBT and maybe CoffeeZilla is going to probably follow this one down the rabbit hole.
I
It
hope
was
so.
just so like it's such a public thing. This one in particular, like
Yeah.
this one just
Yeah.
feels a little different. Like that's fucking crazy and
Yeah.
obvious, and it's happened every time there's been a big announcement. But I think people are sick of it.
Yeah. Yeah, they should be. It's
Oh,
really
he did
fucked
shit on
up.
it.
It's like you should it shows what kind of people you are or person you are. Like if I was Yuga or the Moonbirds, I would want to be getting to the bottom of that. Like I would want to be public about wanting to get to the bottom of that and put heat on whoever the fuck did it. And like show some support for like a Zach XBT because it makes them look like shit. Like, oh, you guys know that there's someone in there taking advantage of the insider info, and you're not even commenting on it, as if everyone doesn't know that it happened. I mean, you can clearly see it. So I'm surprised that they don't get behind that they're not siding with people on the anger and saying like, yeah, let's get to the bottom. Because if there's people like that on the team, they should be gone.
I love this. Yeah. How many times are NFT market participants going to accept insider trading on Yuga acquisitions?
Did Beanie say that?
Yeah, this is Beanie. They treat non public market moving info as alpha and openly trade off it. It's all traceable. They don't hide it well. That's how much contempt they have for us.
Boom. Fuck. Yeah, I agree with Beanie 100% on that. For real, it's a terrible look, and I feel like it's just they can have it. It's fucking gross, and if they don't want to call it out as team members, then that's who you're rooting for real. That's your team. That's the owner and the and the head coaches or the head coach and managers of the team that they don't even come out and say like, yeah, this is fucked up. We are going to get to the bottom of it, and we're going to make sure that person is no longer with us. That's the most we can do And we're going to do that. So you know what? Yeah, that sums it all up. That they, because I know this much: if that happened in Kongs, like if we found out that anyone was doing that, when we changed Kongsmart to the you know how Kongsmart's now banana, you instead of using a whitelist voucher, whitelists are available in Kongsmart for
Right.
banana, variable amounts of banana. And the first thing we did is tell the calendar team, because people know what's coming, so they could literally just be ready for it. They could be sitting at their computer waiting for it. And we told them like they can't take part in that. And if we found out that they did, it'd be problematic. Looks
Okay,
bad. The
weekly
community
town
should
hall
trust the
for
teams.
apes. You should what?
The community should be able to trust the team,
Right.
and not think that the team uses new entrants as exit liquidity.
Just skimming, seeing if we got anything spicy in the Yuga Discord. Seems no. But okay, so sounds like they're doing a weekly town hall there now, which is good. I can't believe they didn't have that already. Like Luca's been doing that for a year.
Mm.
You know, I did see something interesting. What's the Ronin dude's name? Is it Jihos?
Jihos, yeah.
Jihos, right? He said, "I don't like his style. He's just kind of like aggressive or I don't know, confrontational." But he tweeted out that not once has Yuga Labs reached out to them for any advice or anything on gaming, which you know they're the pioneers of. He's like, not once have they asked any questions, and the gaming stuff clearly hasn't gone well. It's a fair point. I don't know that you do that publicly.
No, it is, but like I feel like you know there's some finger pointing at times back at Ronin with like you know the land staking that the yield just went away for, like kind of out of the blue. So I'm not saying that that's the equivalent, but I think gaming is tough. I think gaming is just fucking tough.
Yeah.
It's a hard code to crack when realistically what brings people into the gaming in Web3 is nothing more than money. At least with like Fortnite or other games, you know, I'm not like a hardcore gamer. Any of the games that people have fun playing, at least with that, like you're playing it because you have fun playing it. And I didn't realize some people are playing like Counter-Strike for skins and shit. But Web3 gaming, it's like, it's just money, right? I mean, that's what people care about is money.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
It's tough.
Man.
You can have something fun, and if they're not making money having fun, if they're not making money, then they don't deem it fun. They're like, well, there's other games I could have fun in that are way better graphics than half of the shit that's out there in Web3.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely true. There's a tweet I'm trying to remember. Well, now I'm even trying to remember what it was, but there was something that caught my eye this morning. Two things I think, and I think it was all Solana. I think it was about the Tensor marketplace and separately Backpack. Fuck all that, actually.
Oh, wait, is Backpack Mad Lads or is Mad Lads Backpack?
Mad Lads, I believe, is Backpacks.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna find
what's with
that.
these shoes?
They're absolutely incredible. They're absolutely freaking incredible. I am probably gonna try to get a pair. There's only 1,000 of them, and I think they're like $400. But at this point, like I want to be a shoe guy. We talked about this. I want to be a shoe guy. I ordered Yeezy Pods last week. I'm gonna rock those bad boys. That was gonna be my main shoe from now on. Because
Is the Yeezy Pod the are they like the Crocs of Yeezys, or is it different?
They're socks. They're literally socks that have rubber soles on the bottom. Let's pull those up because they're amazing. And people that have them love them. They like people genuinely love them, and it's what Kanye always wears when you see him out, like looking like he's wearing socks. It's those.
Okay.
So they used to be $200. So did you see a Super Bowl ad?
No.
It's fucking genius.
I watched the Super Bowl, so I'm trying to think of.
Yeah. So here's the shoes.
These are reef booties.
They're amazing.
Like you wear those with a wetsuit.
Yeah. Well, now you wear them always. Oh yeah. Apparently they're really comfy too. Anyway, they used to be $200. He dropped them to $20 at the Super Bowl. He's refunding anybody who paid 200. So he's refunding everybody $180. Okay, his commercial though for the Super Bowl was him in his car on his phone. And he's like, yeah, I paid, I paid all this money for a Super Bowl commercial, so I'm not going to pay any money to make a commercial. And he's like, all right, so go to Yeezy.com and, blah, blah, blah. That was it. That was his Super Bowl commercial. It's incredible.
When you say he's refunding anyone who ever paid $200 or like recently?
No, I think, period. If you paid 200 for it, you're getting a refund, which is cool. I was assuming that maybe those were like a better material and he just changed it to be shittier for this release, but I think it's not. I think it's the exact same and he's just going to refund. There it is.
Okay, so no, that's cool. These Trump shoes, when do they go for sale?
I am dying to find out. So they just got announced today. This dude he's going to drop another NFT collection. He's absolutely going to. Like, he needs money so bad now. So yeah. Now he's dropping the shoes. 1,000 edition, $400.
But I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to listen to you, and I'm going to go smoke while you're.
Yeah, perfect. So okay, they range from $150 to $400. I think the $400 pair is the one there's the 1,000 editions of, but there'll be some lower tier one. Maybe not the gold shiny finish. I can't wait to see them, and I don't know when they go on sale. Maybe we can find that in this thread. But anybody here a sneakerhead? Like, anybody here know about this stuff? Because I don't. And again, I wish so badly I did. Yeah, they do look like those. Those are cool. Would you guys wear those? Okay, let's pretend they're not from Trump. Would you wear that shoe? Like, unironically. Just if it didn't have the T on it, if you knew it wasn't from Trump. And I don't give a shit if you like Trump. That's cool. That's fine. But would you wear that shoe? A shoe designed with the American flag. Shiny, shiny, beautiful gold. God, I really love them.
Okay, I'm coming back, sir. I'm back.
Welcome back, sir. Anyway, I don't know that anybody's here watching that doesn't know you, but possibly, right? There's some newer people. Anyone who doesn't know Henry's my younger brother, and Henry is on the Council of Kongs with the CyberKongs, the legendary freaking CyberKongs. The OGs.
Is anybody watching?
The OGs. Yeah, there's like 10 people.
Oh. Yeah, thank you for having me, Huda. Anyone who doesn't know, you are my older brother. No, no, but I always try to give credit to you because you like legit taught me everything I know in Web3. Yeah, you're a good dude to have on speed dial. It's been a lot of fun.
Likewise, sir. I got to get back into a baby so badly.
Yeah, man. Cool shit's coming for Kongs, man. For real. Cool shit is coming.
I sabotage myself. Let's see.
You're always in Kongs. Like you're heavily connected in Kongs. So it's okay. Like that's a project you can trade in and out of almost at any time.
Yeah.
Are we sticking to NFT talk, or are we like, hey, we can talk anything?
It's whatever. I hope you guys don't mind, but this stream really, like, when it's Saturday morning stream is always going to be like very NFT focused, but if I just fire off the stream, it could be for whatever. We could talk aliens.
I'm going to talk politics for 1 second, and not like because we haven't had a good conversation about it in a little bit. How do you get a baby Kong? Oh, it's quite simple, sir. Just go to OpenSea, search CyberKongs, look for the babies. There's 4,000 of them. Oh, I can drop you a link. Hang tight. But they're only available on the secondary market right now, unfortunately. Dude, it'll be 3 years in 3 weeks. 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, it will be 3 years since the CyberKong started.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Oh, that's fucking nuts. It is wild how much time has gone.
Yeah.
Like, a lot has happened in 3 years.
Dude, so much. Like, so much. with all the stuff that happened recently with Trump, like the lawsuits and the court rulings against him, I'm to the point. I don't care about politics at all. And like I think both of us you've been way less political than I have for longer. Okay, like you saw like quicker than I did that like it's all kind of a shit show and a sham. Whereas I think because I don't want to say it's because I was in the military, but I feel like that played into like having some like legit thoughts, almost brainwashing of like, no, there is a good side. There is a good team.
You're very patriotic.
Yeah, dude, for real. I was in during 9/11. Like part of me was like, yeah, there's a good team because I worked for them and like I wasn't going to work for like a bad team. I mean, fuck no. Even though you're kind of stuck, you agree with a lot of it. But I'm to the point where I'm just like, it's all bullshit. There's something about Trump, even though it's really hard to say around certain people. There's just something about him that I like. There's a lot about him that I hate, but there's just something about him that I like. Like he's not the guy I want my daughters to marry. I don't want them marrying that kind of guy. But like I like the way he talks to certain people. I like the way that even though he doesn't really give a shit, I think he knows like, no, I give a shit. Like I don't really give a shit. My life is amazing. I have all the money in the world to do whatever, but like I know to these people, it's a big fucking deal. So like I'm cool carrying the water because I kind of like the attention. When I see what's happening with him in courts, even though like, yeah, maybe by the definition of the law, maybe he did shit you're not supposed to do. That a lot of other businesses do, but because they aren't political, they might not, get in trouble for it. But when I see what's happening, it's just really hard to see people that are just like, yep, you get what you deserve, you fucking scumbag, versus no, guys, this is kind of fucked up. Like we're really stretching some things in order to try to get this person in trouble. And if we go down that path, like who do you think is going to stop doing that? Who do you think will be like, no, I'm not going to do that? Like I know you guys did it to us, we're not going to do it to you. That's not the kind of people that these happens.
Are. Right.
Yeah, that's not who they are. We know exactly what they'll do. They will do, and they may not be as overt, but they will find their ways to like create investigations and have a special prosecutor who looks into it, and oh, lo and behold, like, yeah, we found something wrong. We're gonna press criminal charges against whoever. It's just fucking crazy, and I'm surprised that more people, instead of being tribal, aren't like, nah, this is kind of fucked up. Like, I don't like the dude, but like, this is kind of fucked up.
So I'm going to show you something interesting. Maybe interesting. So like one of the cases, well, I guess the case he just lost was about the value of his property, like inflating it, right?
Yep.
But like Zillow, all the properties around him. So the court said that the home is worth like 15 to 18 mil, something like that, right? The properties on Zillow all around him, or some of them are worth like, and I don't know how accurate Zillow is. You would know this actually, but like 40 mil, 50 mil.
Zillow has gotten a little more accurate, but so I obviously was a realtor in Florida. Like Zillow typically takes like price per square foot of houses that have sold, maybe even within similar square footage ranges, but it doesn't take into account like what a realtor would do when they're doing comps for you, or what an appraiser would do. It's just like it gets me like a little bit of a ballpark. Mar-a-Lago, or Mar-a-Lago, I mean. Mar-a-Lago is like it's like saying like, I'm not calling it Disney. It's a completely different property. This is not what it makes no sense that they would value that at 18 million. Makes absolutely no sense.
It like, especially you look at here's open plots that are for sale right now for like 200 mil, 150 mil, right?
Jesus.
But they're saying his is not worth what he said. It's really weird. It's weird shit. Like very weird shit's going on. And you know what's funny too? Like back to the like Trump not being a good guy, and he's not. He is a supervillain, and so is the other side. Like they are all fucking supervillains. It's crazy. Like what just happened in Russia with what's his name being murdered in prison.
Yeah, I was gonna say Alanofsky, but I forgot what his name was.
But yeah, that's something that wouldn't shock me to happen here now. Because it just happened with Epstein a couple years back. You know what I mean? Like we try portraying them as the villain. Meanwhile, we have villains running this country. The same kind
It,
of people.
it's dude, it's so fucking bad um because most of the people that I know, no, I bet it's almost thirds. Like a third of the people that I know, well, no, but then it would be most because a third of the people I know are probably like us. Like they either know it's all a sham or they just don't give a shit. But then, like I was gonna say, the other 2/3 are split between like tribal Republicans and tribal Democrats. Well, that's about 2/3 of the people that I would know. And I'm making that number up, but I'm like, most of the people I know affiliate and are somewhat passionate where they might even do like a tweet or a Facebook post. Navalny. I'm not sure if I'm
That's
saying
right.
that right. That
No,
was
no,
his name.
yeah, that sounds right. Yep.
But yeah, it's a problem. It's just bad fucking people, bad people that are in charge. And I'm sorry, yeah, I don't love everything about Trump, but Joe Biden seems like he is like,
I have
dude, he
trouble
doesn't seem
hearing
like
that
he's
he's
there.
worse than others that are already in here. By the way, I love
He,
this lady's work. Like fucking crazy. She's awesome.
what is it?
She just like runs these kind of videos, like through some like dithering stuff. It's pretty cool.
Dithering.
It's
That's an
like a,
interesting word.
it's yeah. It
That's a
adds like a
fun
little
word.
like kind of like that look, that like sparkly pixelated look to stuff. I think it's
It-
dithering that she uses. I use
oh,
that in audio
dithering's like an
instead.
app or something.
No, it's like a process. Think of it like an app. It is a process. It's a kind of like processing you can do to video or audio. Dithering. There's all kinds of cool fucking terms there.
What is this drop for? Is it Revolve Games? Revolving Games. Have you followed that?
No.
We just got some pre-sales. They're a Web 2 brand. They've been around for a while. It has to do with gaming. We just had a collab with them for their pre-sale and their whitelist.
Interesting.
They have a Genesis collection that's at like 0.83, but Revolving Games. Let me find their tweet.
Yeah. By the way, while you're looking, so Udi, the founder of Taproot Wizards and Quantum Cats, making a good point here. Less about the fighting. His tweets about the fighting going on in between communities on Bitcoin, but it's more about like why fucking fight each other when the entire ordinal space is about to grow 100x. Like again, what we were talking about. There's like, dude, on a daily basis, there's like 3,000 active buyers.
Dude,
Like a
you don't
fraction of what we see on Ethereum. It's gonna explode.
it has to. Like it has to. You can't be making the kind of like if a fucking absolute boomer degen like me who's not like I'm not degenning. Like I might be a degen, but I am not degenning. If somebody like me can be at ordinals, have fun and make some money doing it, um anybody can do it at this point. And like you said, it's a fraction of the people that are like out of the degen Kongs, plenty of them are fucking on Say, Ron, Base, DeFi protocols. A handful are playing around in ordinals. A handful.
Right. Very
Yeah,
very few I know are touching it still, and it's a mistake. People feel they missed it, like, oh, I already missed that pump, or they're too expensive, and they're both wrong. Like you didn't miss the pump, you missed the very first ever kind of like bit of action, which was not a pump. It was just the first little blip of growth. It's gonna fucking 1,000x. So Flash, the fighting between them that I've seen, it's like very petty, nothing stuff. It's barely fighting, but it is this community, and I'm just pointing at random, but community A saying community B's got like a, kind of not the nicest founder, or, their community is like kind of degenny and not helpful. It's just like talking about other collections. And I don't think there's any real fighting. It's just, but there is no need for that right now when it should be an us against everyone, not us against each other. And even against doesn't even belong. It is going to be a very inclusive place. It's fucking Bitcoin. It is. It's for everyone. So yeah, kind of no need for that. When I think maybe the beefing is like them kind of arguing of who's top dog, who's the top PFP. And it's like, again, no need when all of this is about to boom and we're all about to see all-time highs. And we will, by the
who is
way.
it?
Udi?
Who is fighting?
Okay, so it's gonna be. I'm assuming all these top collections. So maybe like a little beefing between the RSIC community and the Node Monkeys and the Bitcoin Frogs and the Puppets. You know what I mean? It's like those top
Okay.
communities. I think
Okay.
mostly Puppets, Node Monkeys. Node Monkeys seem to be at the center of all that shit. Because their founder. I know Pizza Ninjas with To sometimes is in the mix there too, but it's just these front page guys mostly. Just like, you know, just not necessarily on the friendliest terms, and there's just no need for that right now. It is absolutely gonna 10x, 100x. I mean, Bitcoin Frogs in that first blip got up to half a Bitcoin for Bitcoin fucking frogs, and I mean this not in a shitty way. It's gonna sound shitty, but a literal nobody collection, like a nothing collection. They were just early-ish, right? They're just a collection on Bitcoin. There's nothing historic or unique. They're just a good community who launched a collection early. They hit half a Bitcoin.
Hmm.
That's a 10K collection. So that just shows you the potential of when you have something that is actually like excellent, which Quantum Cats is going to be excellent. Artsic could be excellent. Node Monkeys will be excellent. I don't know about Pizza Ninjas, but again, it's just to show the potential of prices that can be reached when there's so few people even in the ecosystem.
Yeah.
You can hit half a Bitcoin with no effort. It's crazy.
Okay. Along that lines, but shifting to kind of a completely different topic, but about, let's say, long-term value in something. Um, like the meta right now is gaming. It's certainly a meta. Agree or disagree?
I'm not sure. I think it's neither
Oh,
because I don't feel it's anything right now.
oh, okay. Let me go a little more detailed on the comment or the question. So, like, the meta is the meta is gaming.
Agree or
No,
disagree?
I said I don't know how else to say it because the reality is a lot of games are launching. They're launching with tokens. Um, the VCs are backing them because the VCs want to back uh, tokens. That's where they can get their payout. So the meta is gaming, and maybe we could even throw in socialfi a little bit into that gamification, DeFi, like that. That is the meta right now. It's not IP. Okay,
Right.
it's not IP. But what my question is, do you think these game studios that are coming in, um, like in normal gaming, are there a ton of Blizzards? Are there like a ton of top-notch gaming studios where you're like, "Oh yeah, there's like 50 of them that like legit made it?" Because I'm wondering, like, being early into some of these gaming platforms, is it like, yeah, no, there's room for a lot of game studios or gaming platforms. Is there room for a lot of them where like they could all hit versus like, no, a couple of them are going to hit?
There is, but I think even though there's a lot, and there are, like an Activision, something like that, like somebody who puts out like Call of Duty and like a suite of games, like always, like probably 15 games a year. Um, there's a lot of them, and as many as there are, there's probably 100,000 times more that have not made it or that succeed on a different scale. There's definitely room for them all, but man, what I've seen so far in gaming, I just most of it'll fail. I mean, I think that's obvious. Um, nothing's wowed me. Very little's wowed me.
Yeah. I mean, you and I talk about it a lot where very little that very little wows me either. I hear something, I said, and obviously I'm not like a hardcore gamer, but I did game enough where I'm familiar with it. And Kong's work with a lot of gaming companies, or we have people reaching out to us. So part of me is just like, man, maybe the hardcore gamers are like really into some of this shit where they find this interesting. Because I'm like, otherwise, most of what I hear seems pointless and unexciting. Pointless and unexciting, and
You
like,
you
oh
just
yeah,
summed
you
it all
you
up.
you do that, but like, why can't 150 other people do the exact same thing? And unless you are massive, why yours? Because like it isn't
Right.
like you have the idea. It's you have the idea and you know how to market to make other people want to give a shit about your idea. And that's where I feel like I don't want to say I'm a little lost. I'm just like, man, it's surprising how much of it doesn't make sense to me as far as like why is it so cool to you?
It's the same like kind of discussion with art or I guess PFPs. It always looks better when it's worth more. It's right. Like it matters. The gameplay is the best ever when it's worth a lot, right? And it's just funny, man, because yeah, most of it is like almost all of it is not innovative. Um, I mean,
But PFPs are to me a little bit different because I think what most PFPs have going for them if they're trying to make it. Sorry, just trying to get comfortable in this
yeah,
uncomfortable seat. Um, PFP projects have, for the most part, established themselves as IP that their hardcore community cares about, but most other people don't. And so, like, the best you can have going for you at present, aside from some interesting verticals that maybe some people have, but not everybody has, is you have a community. It's a good place for people to hang out, and you can maybe bring value to them indirectly through, alpha money. In this space, it's like, can people get whitelists, things of that nature. So like that's the lane of the PFP, and I think it's hard for others to take market share for that because it's such a small area anyway. So a lot of us already have our home room. We got our home base. So it's hard to take from there. But on the gaming side, because aside from like Axes, who really came out? Yet Avagachi, who I think is awesome, but like, okay, we'll throw them in the
Illuvium,
list.
Parallel, but there's not a lot.
Yeah, there's not a lot. So it's just, I just wonder if this shit will stick or if it's just going to be like, well, yeah, they may hang around for a little bit, but once the big studios get wind of the money they can make doing this, then they're just going to come in and then they're going to be the
Absolutely.
people. Is that what's
So
going to happen?
it's very possible. Like you saw Disney gave Epic Games $1.5 billion like a week ago.
I heard that I didn't know the money, like how much, but
One and a
yes, I
half bill
did
to
hear that.
build out like a kind of gaming online amusement park. Something they talked about years ago, but it's
Wow, that's a lot of
clearly their
money.
version of a metaverse with fucking Fortnite creators. So it's Star Wars IP, Disney, Marvel, and then Fortnite in the mix too. You know what I mean? Like clearly, yes. So those guys will come in and dominate, and we know Roblox is ambitious to get into NFTs. You know, their CEO said that.
Yep.
At least that it makes sense. Like he totally pictures that in their game, and I still say we talked about this like 2-3 days ago on here too. That Grand Theft Auto could throw a big curveball and
Ooh.
actually implement crypto in there because they used to have a stock market in the game. They did. They had a stock market in the mobile version, in the online version of the game, and they had to remove it because of security stuff, right? So they showed interest in that. I'm that game to me makes a lot of sense to have some kind
I
of
didn't know
NFT
they had a
incorporated.
stock market in
Dude,
there. Like, you could go in there and trade.
yes. So you could
Wow.
buy the currency, right? Like you can buy it on the store, like picture buying V-Bucks or whatever. And then you can trade it in their stock market. And if you make money, well, you can use that money to buy like properties in the online game and shit. So they did have it, yeah.
That's really interesting. Wow. Crypto. Yeah. Turn on crypto. Fuck.
That's
Why
it.
not?
Check this out. So
Wow.
this was it. You can do it in the story mode, but it used to be in multiplayer mode, and that's where they removed it because you'd get an unfair advantage over people. But also again because you could gamble in a way with money. But yeah, they had fake companies and shit you could invest in. So why wouldn't they do it as a cryptocurrency? They would, if they did that, they would suddenly become the biggest metaverse. Period.
Oh my gosh.
Period.
What?
It's game over for everyone else.
Those weren't real companies. That was just
Correct.
made up shit.
They're brands that are in the Grand Theft Auto like game. So like a real estate company in the game that you buy apartments from, and a restaurant or whatever. And yeah, they're totally fake companies in the Grand Theft
Holy
Auto world,
crap,
and you can
man.
invest in them and you can make. Dude, we don't know, right? And they've not even hinted about adding crypto or NFTs or nothing. Although I feel like there's been some Grand Theft Auto teases of NFTs. I know somewhere I saw something with wearing Nike shoes in Grand Theft Auto. Maybe that's through mods and shit though. But yeah, any of these guys could suddenly just dominate traditional gaming and Web3 gaming at the same time by
Like,
by doing
why?
exactly that.
Why do they not do that?
I think it was the issue of securities. I think it was just that
Oh,
simple. They had to remove it. I'm trying to see if there's like a good video that shows that part of it. Uh,
I'm surprised somebody hasn't copied that in Web3.
Well, I wonder. I mean, let's pretend like Yuga Labs or other side will be the biggest thing, and it'll be the metaverse. No reason they wouldn't have it, right? Invest, just like even just listing tokens, like having a building you can walk up to, or like a virtual laptop that's there, and you just log in and you can buy cryptocurrencies and right through their platform. I'm sure that'll happen. Why wouldn't it? Um, yeah,
I don't feel anymore like Yuga's like a shoe in for it being the
they're not.
metaverse.
No. They got. I don't believe it is because and we've talked about this too, right? But the fact that anybody can pop up an instance. When I thought the tech was Yuga Labs exclusive tech, then I saw something like the tech's mind-boggling. It's so fucking good. Like I've never seen a gaming experience that felt like that. And then learning it's just another company's software that they're building off of, that they're using as their engine. That changed it all. Like it changed all of it. I don't.
Yeah.
I am not very optimistic on the other side at all.
Dude, building a metaverse. Like I like what Pixels is doing. Like a game. It's not like I call it a metaverse, but it's a game. But I like that idea. I think the idea of a metaverse that a lot of different people will care about is, yeah.
That's a tough nut to crack. But that's why Grand Theft Auto could come in and just prove that point right away. Like that was fucking really impressive. It sure as hell is. But I saw bored Elon Musk fire up one on Avalanche. They threw together in like a month. And I saw the Forgotten Runes or the Forgotten Runiverse guys do the same. They did that Halloween event. Anybody can do it. Major League Baseball put together an event using this exact engine. So it not being Yuga exclusive, like it works if Yuga Labs maintains that aura about them that they are the guys, like they're the shit. It's the hottest thing. As long as they're the coolest ever, it can work. But they're not that anymore. They're not the coolest ever. They're actually kind of like bordering on the cringe now. And I don't know that people are going to be like, man, fucking Yuga used to like kind of worship them in a way. They were just something else. And they are not that now. Pudgy Penguins probably is the right idea with Pudgy World. Like its own very self-contained, like little game.
Yeah. No, that can work. Yeah. So many thoughts. So many thoughts, but it's a fun time to be in NFTs, as generalized as that sounds.
Well,
because
it fucking is. It's weird because it still feels like we're in a holding pattern. Like it's fun, but it feels like we got months of waiting. Like we're waiting till Bitcoin probably hits an all-time high, and then till that hits altcoins. And then NFTs maybe at the same time, or maybe, you got these cycles between all those things. You also got now cycles of NFTs on different chains. I feel like we're going to be waiting a bit. Or Blast just blows the doors open on everything. Although,
yeah, I'll be curious to see what happens with that. When is Starknet? Starknet. Starknet.
I've not been following other than that airdrop kind of news last week.
Yeah, I didn't know if we knew when that drop was.
Let's see. I almost feel like it's like open now, but like normies aren't getting much. It's like it's very heavily towards developers getting like most of that airdrop or claim. There's a lot of FUD around this.
Well, people were farming it, right?
Really? Yeah, but I think then when they announce what the actual allocation is that you're farming, it's like so minuscule. They're like they just fucked it all up.
Yeah, I guess I just mean, like in my mind, I see people farming like crazy, and I've wondered if we're gonna have the days of like ENS and Arbitrum and looks and things like that. I'm like, man, you could have a lot of time into farming something, and then it's just like,
do you have any money in Blast?
Yeah.
Do you? Interesting. That seems like the easiest farm period. Like, put money in, you've got potentially 3,000 airdrops coming. Like, come on.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see if that's going to be like any good.
As in worthwhile, or if the
Yeah,
products
yeah,
on it
yeah.
are actually good. Yeah, I think it's
No,
the
no,
latter.
no. You think so?
Think of if you could go farm one thing in, not even farm, like, man, all those 3,000, like, my understanding is those 3,000 projects that are supposedly building on Blast right now, when they do their airdrops of their token, it goes to the people who put money into staking on Blast. Period. That's it. That's all you had to do. So not only are you going to get the Blast rewards when the unlock happens, but you've got 3,000 projects who you are who they're going to airdrop to.
They're NFTs.
Their tokens.
3,000 projects.
Yes.
They have 3,000 projects lined up that are going to launch tokens.
This is what, well, so they have 3,000 projects building on Blast right now. And they're all DeFi, they're all this, they're all that. They're all, you know what I mean, products that probably will have a token. So let's even say like a quarter of them have a token involved in their ecosystem. Their airdrops go to people who staked on Blast.
Yeah, but dude, there's so many people. There's a $1 billion worth of ETH over there, right?
It's like 2 now. It's crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
it's
So
like,
all I'm saying is all of that could be true, is true. And I'm like, yeah, but like, what is the value of these things? $40, $30, $5,000. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is like,
well, then think of it like that. That yes, probably most of them will be that, and I'm sure some of them will be ridiculous. So you'll get $20 here, $100 there, $2 here, $2,000 there, 25,000. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be like all. I think cumulatively it adds up to be something pretty wild. Like,
is it only for the people that locked with them?
Yes, that is my understanding. Yes, yeah.
Can you add to your lock?
I'm sure you can. I can't think of why you wouldn't be able to.
Oh, it is probably linear, right? Like depending on how long you locked your ETH with them.
I think it matters how much the projects set their own threshold. So like one project in particular, it was like half an ETH was the threshold. So if you only put in like 0.1 ETH, you're not getting their airdrop. But and maybe there's some where it's 10 ETH you had to have in the ecosystem. So it's pretty fucking it's spicy, man. Yeah. Yeah, man, really.
Maybe I should add. Maybe I should add a little.
I've put nothing there, and I'm actually tempted to sell my V1 just to get a good chunk to put in there, because I can't let the day come where I didn't have anything in and miss out on something that's really obvious. And that's something I always feel like I can circle back to.
I looked at the V1 punks the other day because I really want one, and everything on the floor was just like, the floor goes so like quick.
That would work. It kind of does.
Guy, the guy second in from the left, I had looked at him. He was like upper threes, if I remember right, 3.6 or something.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, these are doing all right. It's wild to think. Let's see. I mean, with ETH having pumped quite a bit, yeah, these are like $10,000 now. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's funny. You can always feel the movement of most collections, like punks or whatever, by like what's on the floor. If it's all women, then you know like people have already gone through and picked over. You know what I mean? Like it's just funny that people trade very specific like versions or traits. So this right now, I don't know. Usually when I start seeing the white men on the floor, people go and scoop them up. Right, because then when they're all picked up, there's just all these that people don't really touch.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is about to move a little bit. It's man, V1 punks are tricky because it's so manipulated. So it's always tricky to know like when it would get out of reach, because it could at any time. But the flip side is, the flip side is they know they got to be careful, and they can't let it get out of hand. People need to feel like they can get in. But like Leonidas still owns like 1,000 of these, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like there's, man, actually, let's look up holders. And still like half, let's say like 3,000 or so haven't even been wrapped yet. So there's still tons more supply.
That's something but some of them are dead wallets, right? So
yeah,
I wonder what the collection size will.
I think there's like 2,000-ish that they think, or maybe 1,500 that they assume are lost. But yeah, here's holders. So whoever this is, but this guy owns 668 of them.
That's a couple.
Man, owns 13% of the current wrapped collection. So I wonder if that is Leonidas there. Or why am I saying Leonidas? What's his name? Hemba.
I was gonna say Humbo, but Hemba.
Humbo.
Yeah. Humbo.
I mean, look at that
Humbo owns it.
collection. That's crazy. What's can you do some math? Do like 3,000 times 650.
1,950,000.
Oh, that doesn't sound like as much.
What is that a function of? Oh, $3,000 at
Yeah, $3,000 and having 600 whatever of them. I don't know why. My head, I picture it being much more.
It's a bit illiquid.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it'd take you a while to piece off 650, but you could do it. You wouldn't be like, oh man, I'm stuck with these forever. You could do it.
Yep.
Methodically.
Oh, I love that this is getting talked about, reported on, because it could have been a news organization that had that insider trading. Because news, they had PR press releases ready to rock as soon as the acquisition happened.
Fair point.
So like
Sorry.
people in the media side actually could have been insider trading. And someone's gonna get in trouble for this one, unless they're not in the States, right? Then does it matter or?
Oh, makes it a lot harder if they're not, for sure. Yeah. But if they are, I mean, look at the guy from OpenSea, Sean Chastain, or
Nathan. Yeah,
Nathan.
Poor guy.
Dude got prison or jail for way less than that. Like,
crazy, right? Like such bullshit.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta fly soon. Who?
Cool. Yeah, let's wrap it. Let's see.
I gotta call the missus. They just landed.
Oh, cool. I hope they're gonna have fun. Hang on. Does it matter when collections have? It does matter. I think it does matter for a few reasons. But what would be the biggest reason that a collection having whales matters? Well,
I think having whales it can be good and bad. If they're good whales, like guys who have conviction, aren't selling. I mean, obviously they can sell, but aren't bricking the floor. A lot of the space knows whales. So, like, who is that whale? Is it a dingaling in your collection? People are bullish. Is it a Coco in your collection? People are bullish.
Just so you know, too, here, Flash, Dingaling is known as he's one of the most wealthiest collectors out there. And when he buys a collection, he usually buys a ton, and he never sells them. He's just known for never, ever selling. So a whale like that, great to have.
Yeah. And like a whale who needs liquidity would be the worst to have. Or somebody who's a bit of a bitch and wants to, kind of control the direction of the project. Or thinks that they should have some say in it because of how much they own. Somebody like that can nuke your floor. So it's kind of tricky because you can't control it, but all depends who the whale is.
Yep. Good points. Man, this site's fucked. But I'm going to drop a link to this in the comments here because I do think, especially if it's free, this is well worth minting. This artist, PIV. Phenomenal, and I think he's going to be a dude. So I'll drop a link again. If it's dirt cheap, it's maybe worth grabbing one. If it's free, it's definitely worth grabbing. So just a heads up there. Henry, man, I'm glad you joined. That was cool.
Yeah, let's do this week, man. We'll do more.
Yeah, I've been doing them almost every day. Maybe not quite, but I've been doing them pretty regularly. So whenever you're up for it, I'm always up for it. I think when there's big breaking stories too, I'm always going to fire it up. So
cool.
That's what we'll
do.
Lots
of fun.
But
always
guys, thank you for joining. And Flash, it's been great seeing you here. Yeah, video tomorrow morning, 7, 8 a.m. But not live. 5-minute video. Have a great night, guys. See you.
See you, dude.